Stongs that came from a neighbor's farm. But the barn, piggery behind here, their first house, the smokehouse, and their second house were all built by Daniel and Elizabeth Stong. So the first house dates to 1816, so they got married that year, and Elizabeth had, she would have received location tickets for this property as part of an inheritance from her father and her brother. So they still would have had to done the settlement duties, cleared land, cleared some of the road allowance, and built a house, and eventually they would have been able to get the title. But the land here was land that was made available through a land cession treaty with the Mississauga, which we call Mississauga of the Credit.
Now, this whole, everything that Black Creek sits on is the Stong family, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this is, because I know a lot of other buildings were brought in here, so these 5 are original buildings that actually...
Yeah, so they went through a lot of restoration. So, for example, they were using the first house as a chicken coop towards the end of the life of the farm. So that building had to have a lot of restoration work done on it.
Right.
But, and actually the smokehouse caught fire at one point, so they had to do restoration work on it as well. But that's life in a community of wooden buildings.
Yeah. And how many kids did the Stong family have?
They had 8 in total. They all lived to adulthood or near adulthood. So their son Michael died, I believe he was 18 when he died. But the others all married and had families. And 7 of them were born while they lived in that house. So they really needed the extra space.
Yeah.
They did have a flock of sheep. The 2 daughters, so there's 2 daughters, 6 sons, and the 2 daughters were the eldest. So by the time they moved over to that house, they were teenagers, and they already would have been doing a lot of the kind of household or farming work, including looking after cows and poultry, milking and churning butter, and then spinning